There it goes. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Happy Tuesday. Happy Pancake Tuesday. Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras, good times. Everybody was talking about getting pancakes today, and I kind of was like, maybe I'll make pancakes. And I ended up just making eggs and potatoes. Did not make pancakes at all. I'm just opening up Hoopla to share a couple of some of the new things that are on Hoopla. Um, this one came out, I think this one came out today, The Paris Dressmaker by Christy Cambron. Um, and they have it available as an audiobook. I don't know if it's available as an ebook. I'm only in the audiobook tab. But it is billed as a Christian romance, and it's about 1939 wartime, goes through Nazi occupation, um, and about how this group of women defy Hitler the only way they know how, with fashion. Scanning through. By 1944, Sandrine is intent on surviving the Nazi occupation. Under close watch of the Vichy government, she is forced to use her position as a storehouse secretary to aid the crumbling Nazi regime in the theft of priceless works of art in exchange for information, anything that might tell the fate of her husband who went missing in the first dark days of war. But when a mysterious crate arrives from a woman who vanished within the Paris fashion elite years before, Sandrine is drawn into a web of deceit that will test her convictions and reveal the lengths to which she'll go to remain loyal to those she loves. Fashion, desperation, haute couture, and perils of humanity weaves a story of two worlds colliding years apart, where satin and lace stand between life and death in the brutal underbelly of a war-torn world. So it sounded kind of interesting. But I'm just kind of like browsing through Hoopla. Hoopla has some bonus borrows again for the month of February. Bless you. I know it's kind of dark. I don't know if you can see, but she's right there having a bath. Um, so I love when they do bonus borrows. There's a selection of items, and you can find it usually if you're on Hoopla on these fun headers up here, right? Like there's a bonus borrows banner. You can tap on it. Those don't cost you any plays. There's usually one on like every single page. Let's go to ebooks now. See, there's another one. Current conversations for bonus borrows. There are, of course, lots of books up here for Black History Month, international authors. Oh, so I just found out, because I just happened to see a commercial for it on TV, that Kate DiCamillo's Flora and Ulysses is going to be being made into, what, a TV series on Disney Plus? I love Flora and Ulysses. I actually have a copy of it on my shelf, and it's a really, really cute kids book. Really, really sweet. I'm very excited to see how that comes to be adapted. It's an illustrated story for, I would say, elementary age readers. And it's like a superhero story, but it's about a squirrel, and Flora's just like this really cute, quirky, fun child, and I really like it. And it's almost, yeah, it is. It's almost like graphic novel-y, which is kind of fun. But anyway, I love that story. So if you're looking forward to watching that on Disney Plus, the book is available on Hoopla. So cute. I have not. been doing a lot of reading this week. I don't even know what happened in between last week and this week, aside from being really busy. Aside from being really busy, I don't know what happened. She's so distracting. I don't know what happened. That I haven't done that much reading. I read a couple more stories in that Discovery of Wishes book, and one of them was so interesting, and I was like, why would you make that decision? But I understand that that's the whole point of that story, especially a short story. Um, but they're really fun to read. Some of them are long, and some of them are shorter. But I've been having a lot of fun with that one, and I have way too many books. I was talking with a friend this week, and I have way too many books. That I need to get through. Several books that keep popping up on Libby, and I keep pushing back the delivery. Several books on my shelf that are from the library. Oh, that's what I'm reading cookbooks. I've been reading a lot of cookbooks. I checked out Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, so I've actually been thumbing through the paper version of that. Like I said last week, it's not that easy to browse or digest as a Kindle book. So while I love my Kindle, and there are a couple, there's, the America's Test Kitchen cookbook and the Nom Nom Paleo cookbooks I love as digital, even though I bought myself the Nom Nom Paleo cookbook in hard copy this weekend. Really, really exciting. Some of my favorite cookbooks that I've been using from Book Cooks, I treated myself and I bought them as hard copies finally. The Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat is definitely better paper version because you can kind of flip back and forth. You can read the science and then flip ahead to the recipes or kind of browse through it. It's not that easy to browse digitally, so I do love a paper book. So yeah, I've been reading a lot of cookbooks, trying to figure out some more things for book cooks, cookbooks for book cooks. I finished a really big puzzle and I started another one that's very, very exciting. Treated myself to a really wonderful Disney Parks puzzle that I've been eyeing for a while, and I had a coupon code and I got it for $10 off. It's usually more expensive because it's a Disney Parks item. I don't know if you've seen in back of me before. Can't really see it, but I have Haunted Mansion artwork in my entryway, and on the table, I'm working on a Haunted Mansion puzzle. Um, and so there are 4 puzzles of the stretching portraits, which are my favorites, and they're 500 pieces each. So I've been working on that while listening to music mostly, watching MasterChef. And then reading a lot of cookbooks. So I was looking for, I have a friend who has gone egg free for health reasons, and then I prefer not to eat grains or dairy. I can, it depends on how I'm feeling. I don't usually like to. So it's funny if you have multiple diets that you need to look for where you can find the right recipes. I actually found a couple of vegan cookbooks and a dairy-free ketogenic cookbook. I don't follow keto. I don't like to live my life measuring things constantly and keeping track of my food. I feel like that's really disordered eating. Works for some people, doesn't work for me, and I know there are a lot of people it doesn't work for the same way. But a lot of ketogenic foods are grain-free because grains are high in carbs. So I found a great dairy-free ketogenic cookbook while browsing the shelves of our library. So I'm going to see if I can use one of those. There are some really good-looking soups in there that I might use because, it's cold weather. We should be eating warm foods to balance us out right now. So soup season is in full swing, especially as we keep getting icy and winter weather. And then, so the vegan cookbooks, some of them I can easily adapt to be grain-free or gluten-free just using certain flours, or some of them are already kind of naturally like that. So I've been reading a lot of cookbooks in the past week. That's what I've been reading is cookbooks and my puzzles. This puzzle, I will not lie, is challenging, but it's a fun challenge. I saw the reviews on the Disney website were like, this is impossible. How could you do this? I'm having so much fun with it. It's very exciting. But the end of this puzzle, I definitely need to do in very bright daylight, so I'll probably finish it on the weekend when I have more daytime time to work on the puzzle. But it's actually been really, really fun. Uh, so I'm having a good time with that. But yeah, I am probably 4 or 5 stories into that Universe of Wishes. They're all really sweet. I will highly recommend it and review it in my next edition of Teen Reads, which will be the first Thursday of March that we'll do that. I have so many books to read and review, and I just took home a new young adult novel by Neil Shusterman. I took that home today as well. I just like to read. I just really, really like to read. I have so many books everywhere, and it's just so funny. My friend actually sent me a picture of that today about like buying books. Where was it? It was very funny. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. It says me, I have no money. Also me. Books, 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 books. One of my friends sent that to me because we're always talking about like, oh, we should put some extra money away, and then we're always talking about how we buy journals and pens and books, and oops, I sent her son books. I just books, books, books. So I have a couple of titles up here. I didn't get to them on Libby today, but I have a couple of titles that were released today, so we can do some new releases for Tuesday. The Paris Dressmaker is one of them. Well, I want to see what else is on Hoopla too. I always love just kind of browsing Hoopla and seeing what's on there. Let's see. Tom and Jerry the movie. Oh, The Apartment. Oh, The Apartment is on there. Don't forget that Hoopla also has movies and TV. And there are some great modern ones, some great classics. Always one of my favorites, 13 going on 30. Always. And there will be some on bonus borrows. Oh, amazing animals, documentaries and videos, indie movies, movies for Black History Month. That's really exciting. What else? Snow Day for Mouse, and there are also a lot of, if you have kids, you just requested, oh, you might be getting it very, very soon because our copy is sitting and waiting to be added to the computer, so you may be getting it very, very soon. Like maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I have to see. I have to I don't know if it's going to be added tomorrow or not, but I know it is there waiting. It sounds really interesting, so I'm excited for that one. Oh, highlights. Yeah, there are a lot of what I was saying. There are a lot of uh, animated kids books, which are really, really fun. So those are all on there. So of course you can go to Hoopla Kids as well. Oh, and I just got I just got an email from Hoopla that says bonus borrows. Don't forget about bonus borrows. Um, but don't forget, so when you go onto the homepage of Hoopla, if you're looking for specifically kids things, you just click on this where it says kids, and it puts you right onto, oh, they still have Are You Afraid of the Dark on here. It puts you right into kids mode, and so then everything that you look at will be appropriate for kids, which is really fun because then they can kind of browse through it with you. All of these animated pigeon ones, Boxcar Children, Elmo's Potty Time. Some people probably need that one. Dragons Love Tacos. Marie and I love Dragons Love Tacos. I think I give that book to pretty much everybody who has a kid. Kittens. We're going on a bear hunt. We love that one. So that's just, as always, I like to just kind of review what's going on Hoopla as well. And then I'm going to show you oh, I didn't even know. This is new. I just logged into my Libby account, and right on the front page, every now and then, there will be this kind of like book club everybody can read book. This is Together We Read. The book is called Love Lettering by Kate Claiborne, and there's no wait because they want everybody to read it and discuss it. So whether you do it with friends or there we go. There are some links to book discussions. There's an author interview. If you are on social media, you can hashtag Together We Read. And I really love it when they do that. Maybe I'll read this too. How many more books can I try to add onto my pile of things that I should read because I need to return them? But every now and then they will do kind of like an everybody reads, and Libby Overdrive will just push it out to everybody and you don't need to wait for it. So let's see what the description for this one is. A Kirkus Best Fiction Book, Pop Sugar Crazy Popular Books, Amazon Best Romance of the Month, Bustle 17 Best New Books, Hello Giggles 8 Best New Books. So it's like popular, like a trendy story. Let's see. A warm and witty romance. One little word puts a woman's business and her heart in jeopardy. Meg's hand lettering skill has made her famous as the planner of Park Slope, designing custom journals for her New York City clientele. One of my friends and I, the friend that we buy markers and journals together, we try to watch hand lettering videos, and we watch all of these beautiful videos, what people do to decorate their journals. We're both left-handed. We are out of luck. Does not work for us, but we're going to keep trying. Meg has another skill too, reading signs that other people miss. Knowing the upcoming marriage of Reed Sutherland and his polished fiancée was doomed to fail is one thing, but weaving a secret world of warning into their wedding program is another. Meg may have thought no one would spot it, but she hadn't counted on sharp-eyed, pattern-obsessed Reed. A year later, Reed has tracked Meg down to find out how she knew that his meticulously planned future was about to implode. But with a looming deadline and a bad case of creative block, Meg doesn't have time for Reed's questions unless he can help her find her missing inspiration. And as they gradually open up to each other, both try to ignore a deepening connection between them, but the signs are there, irresistible, indisputable, urging Meg to heed the messages Reed is sending to her before it's too late. Also available as an audiobook. So that's fun. I didn't know that there was another We Read Together book. So again, that's Love Lettering. I might read it. It sounds cute. And it sounds like one of those reads that just uplifts you and is fun and quick. I might read that one. Actually, I'm gonna tag it right now so I don't lose it to read. Okay. So as you scroll down, we have a whole section of Black voices that we are amplifying specifically for Black History Month, but are always worth a read, not just this month, but every single day, especially some really popular ones. Black Leopard, Red Wolf was very popular, and I believe, yeah, it was a National Book Award finalist. I believe it won some awards, some like Book of the Year praise that year that it came out. Another Brooklyn by Jacqueline Woodson. Jacqueline Woodson is amazing. There's still some romance reads featured here for February if you're still in that mood. And then, of course, don't forget magazines are on Libby now. There they are. And then some of the best books of 2020 are compiled there. I may have showed you that a couple weeks ago, but I don't remember. And then for people who love a good celebrity memoir and biography, I actually find celebrity audiobook memoirs to be really easy to listen to. This is back, I guess, when I had to drive a little bit more. But even when I used to like just go up and down the street, I would be like, okay, 10 minutes of audiobook time. They're just really easy to listen to. Audiobooks, I tend to get a little distracted, and sometimes if I'm listening to fiction, I'll lose track of a character or a plot line. So there is this Reading with the Stars tag over here down there on Libby. As heard on NPR, look at that, the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires that I keep saying I read and I enjoyed. And then great narrators for those audiobook lovers. Who narrates the Amelia Bedelia books? Suzanne Torin, I don't know. But apparently those are, I love Amelia Bedelia books. Those were my favorite as a child. Those were my absolute favorites. And then all the way down at the bottom is brand new young adult books. I just added a bunch of new adult and award-winning young adult, not a bunch of new adult, a bunch of new young adult and especially award-winning young adult books into the collection today when I was in the building, so that was a lot of fun. I love doing that. I love being able to add things in there. Yeah, so then don't forget, if you have a Hoopla account, they occasionally send you emails like this with some new and interesting books, audiobooks, comics, whatever, you know, all of their collection up on here. So if you are signed up, check your email for those so you can kind of be in the know about some of the new things that are on there. Okay, so let's see, there are a couple of things that came out today. The Inspector Ian Rutledge series by Charles Todd has a new one called A Fatal Lie. One of the most complex and compelling heroes in crime fiction. And these are all historical, suspense, mystery thrillers, Scotland Yard style. So that's another one. So we have A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. So that actually has moved to the adult section. These used to be in the teen section. I'll pull some of them up for you. On Goodreads. Court of Silver Flames. This is the fourth one in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. This is the first one. And this is the newest one that just came out today. But the publisher announced that this one was going to be in the adult section, and I know many librarians, including myself, have moved the entire series over to the adult section. She is a young adult author, but this particular series definitely bordered more on new adult. So I haven't read it yet, but I have read the reviews and the publisher's notices, so I moved everything over to the adult section, and sounds good to me. I know there are plenty of adults my age who miss YA, still read YA, have YA authors that they love to see crossover into the adult universe, and it's not stopping anybody who is a young adult who was reading the series from going back to it. She also wrote the Throne of Glass series. Very popular. She's very popular young adult author. So apparently there are 2 more in this series coming up. I love seeing that on Goodreads. Did you know you could do that on Goodreads? Those of you who love Goodreads, when you are on the page of a book that has a series, they have the books. This is how I see the order of a series. This is the best way to see what comes next or what came before or in between in a series. It'll tell you. And then you can also see that there will be some more, even if they don't yet have a title, you can see that on Goodreads. So I love that. There's like page 4 of the series too, so that's a lot of fun. What else came out today that's interesting? Well, this one came out today. This is called The Echo Wife by Sarah Gailey. A trippy domestic thriller which takes the extramarital affair trope in some intriguingly weird new directions. Science fiction genetic engineering. Martine is a genetically cloned replica made from Evelyn Caldwell's award-winning research. She's patient and gentle and obedient. She's everything Evelyn swore she'd never be. And she's having an affair with Evelyn's husband. Now, the cheating husband is dead, and both Caldwell wives have a mess to clean up. Good thing Evelyn Caldwell is used to getting her hands dirty. This is a very short description. That's very intriguing. It received a couple of starred reviews and has definitely been popping up on some media showing it's got some popularity. And so that's a sci-fi one. And a little bit of a thriller. So it's science fiction, suspense fiction, thrillers, genetic engineering, science fiction. Hello. Can you see her? Where is she? Yeah, she just wanted some attention. She's actually starving. I don't know why. Hi. Say hi. Say hi. We've been working on our high fives, and I don't think she's gonna do it. Do you want to do high five? We just opened up a new bag of food, and whenever we open up a new bag of food, she kind of goes wild for it, just because I guess it's fresher tasting. Hi. This one has a lot of demand, and I've been seeing it on a couple of different places. Bill Gates, How to Avoid a Climate Disaster, the solutions we have, and the breakthroughs we need. It has a starred review from Kirkus. Hey. You can see her little head right here. There's her little head. There's her little head. Yeah. A wide-ranging, practical, and accessible plan for how the world can get to zero greenhouse gas emissions in time to avoid a climate catastrophe. And I know everybody has something to say about it, and, you know, it's interesting to read everybody's different viewpoints and kind of see what we all think we need to do, right? We gotta protect our Earth, right? Let's see. As Bill Gates makes clear, achieving zero emissions will not be simple or easy to do, but if we follow the plan he sets out here, it is a goal firmly within our reach. With the help of experts in the fields of physics, chemistry, biology, engineering, political science, and finance, he has focused on exactly what must be done in order to stop the planet's slide toward certain environmental disaster. Drawing on his understanding of innovation. I'm very tired today, so all of the words are all mixed up today. Drawing on his understanding of innovation and what it takes to get new ideas into the market, he describes the areas in which technology is already helping to reduce emissions, where and how the current technology can be made to function more effectively, where breakthrough technologies are needed, and who is working on these essential innovations. So it sounds really interesting. We have more and more books coming around that are, about being plastic free, saving the earth, environmental impacts. Definitely seeing more and more of those books come around, and I know we're getting or have some of them. Yes, she sat on my hand, so, yeah. She actually, the other day when I was reading one of the stories in bed, she actually came and tried to sit on the book while I was holding it. I'm holding it like this, and she tried to actually get, in the book, but she's 12.5 pounds, so she's not fitting on this book. Sorry, no offense. And then this one I've seen a little bit about. It has a couple of starred reviews, and it was also featured in also, again, if you're signed up for emails from Barnes & Noble, every Tuesday you'll get some new releases in your inbox. They call it the new and notable every week that they send out, so it'll be some hot new releases. Just You could see her from my perspective. She's got her mouth open so she can purr very loudly. So every week they'll have one or two featured books that were just released that are really hot, a couple of recent releases, this week's releases, so you can sign up for Barnes& and Noble to see that. So this was the featured book this week on there. It is called The Black Church, This Is Our Story, This Is Our Song by Henry Louis Gates Jr. From the New York Times bestselling author of Stony the Road and one of our most important voices on the African American experience, a powerful new history of the Black church in America as the Black community's abiding rock and its fortress. Growing up in a small, segregated West Virginia town, the church was his family and his community's true center of gravity. Within those walls, voices were lifted up in song to call forth the best in each other and to comfort each other when times were at the worst. In this book, his tender and magisterial reckoning with the meaning of the Black church in American history, Gates takes us from his own experience onto a journey across more than 400 years and spanning the entire country. At Road's End, we emerge with a new understanding of the centrality of the Black church to the American story as a cultural and political force, as the center of resistance to slavery and white supremacy, as an unparalleled incubator of talent, and as a crucible for working through the community's most important issues down to today. So it's really interesting because you see church as not only a community space in this book, but you also see the history of the Black community through that church and all of the milestones in history that happened and were spoken about, prayed about, reckoned with through church, church burnings, church bombings, how enslaved people went and how enslaved people were allowed to worship, it being a meeting house. And just of course all about culture, everything from family to political engagement. So it sounds like a really interesting book, and I feel like it's unlike any other nonfiction book that I feel like we have right now or that I've seen recently. So that's always interesting. I'm always looking for nonfiction books in the collection that fill something that we don't have, things that may be interesting or topical without being poorly researched and too fleeting. So this is a really interesting one, and that's why it caught my eye, because I don't feel like we have anything. No, I don't feel like we have anything like that. Talking about a house of worship, and not just cultural, but in a historical impact way as well. Ah, there it is! There's the high five! Sometimes I can tell her to do it, but other times I can just put my hand up. So that's my joy for the day, is that I just got a high five from my cat, and we are actually going to, I didn't have a latte today because I finished dinner a little bit late, and I was going to make hot chocolate, and then I realized what time it was. So we are going to go get some hot chocolate now, and we are going to sit in bed, and we are going to do some reading. Maybe we'll do another high five. Can I have a high five? She's not going to do it. She doesn't do it on command, on camera. Do it. Do it. Do it again. Do it again. Yeah, so we have a bunch of new books from this week's release that need to be put into the system, so those will be coming out in the next day or two to be available for curbside pickup. If there are any books that you're interested in, of course, always reach out to myself or any of us, give us a call, and we can help you get that book. Whether it's from our library or another library, especially when they're new. They're in such hot demand, so sometimes they just fly right off the shelf, but we can get it for you from somewhere else. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We have book cooks tomorrow. I'm going to use my air fryer again. And then I have on Thursday our teen and adult craft. We have a keychain that we made with air dry clay that you can use as a personal essential oil diffuser. I put lavender on mine, and the air dry clay, it's like a terracotta texture, soaks it up, and then if you wear it as a pendant or carry it as a keychain, you can smell the essential oil all day, which is really nice. So that's on Thursday at 12 on all of our social media, on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And I actually have some extra supplies for that. So I already gave one to everybody who registered on the list, but I will be putting out some bags on Thursday, first come, first serve. If anybody wants them, those will be out on Thursday morning. So I had extra supplies. That doesn't always happen, but it worked out that way this month. So I love just giving everybody craft supplies. And then we have a bunch of things going on for kids this week. We have some sewing tomorrow. We are learning about a particular quilting style, and we're using, and Miss Ellen is teaching us about that quilting style as part of Black History Month, and we're making pot holders, so that's for teens and kids. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and of course we have some story times and STEM throughout the week. Busy, busy, busy. Lots of fun things going on. So don't forget to keep checking our website for more programs as we go along. And like I said, if you need help finding a book or you need book suggestions, let me know. I'm here. I love to know what you are reading and what you are enjoying. And I love chatting about books with everyone. So that's it for me for tonight. Thanks for hanging out and watching, and Licorice and I will see you all soon. Now she's just sitting on my lap. Now she's just ready to hang out. So have a good night, everyone, and I will see you all next time. Bye.